Well, hello my Cupid's Kiss friends, and welcome to this video which is going to show you how to do this super fun embroidered heart on the front of your jumper. If you are watching this, by now you have already made the jumper and hopefully you've had so much fun doing it, and we are just going to put on the pièce de résistance, which is the embroidered heart. So we're going to do that using something called a duplicate stitch. So basically what it is, as you would know, we haven't knitted the pattern into the jumper, we're doing it on top, and we're doing it via duplicating these knit stitches. See how they're all actually little V's? So we're duplicating a knit stitch on top in the pattern that we would like. And if you look at your pattern book, you'll see that I've made a grid to show exactly which of the stitches that you'll need to duplicate in order to get this heart pattern. One thing I didn't mention in there is that we're going to start at the bottom, or I would recommend starting at the bottom. You can start anywhere, but I would recommend starting at the bottom, and that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a few of these stitches. I'm going to flip over and show you a few of the stitches so you can get the hang of it. I'm puffing because I just ran to get the coffee delivery man as he came. Anyway, so one thing I also didn't say in the pattern is obviously you've got to find the center of your jersey in order to start, unless you wanted it weirdly on the side, but that would be interesting. So yeah, just count in the middle, count in from each side, knit stitches till you get to the middle. Okay, I'm going to flip over and show you how to use the back. I'm going to use the back of mine to show you how to do the duplicate stitch. So we get our bit of red yarn and we put our darning needle on it, leaving a little bit of a tail, and we're going to come up from the bottom. So you want to find the stitch that you want to start on, and again you can decide where on how far up or down you would like, or you could, it's 16 stitches high, so you could find the middle. It depends on if you've made it longer or shorter, so I'm not going to give you a specific number, but you could find the middle. I'm just going to, in order just to show you, I'm just going to pick a stitch. So if this is the stitch that I would like to duplicate, so if this is the stitch that I would like to be red, I'm going to come from underneath and I'm going to insert the needle, darning needle from behind at the bottom of that V. So this is the stitch I want to duplicate. So I come in from behind at the bottom of that V and I pull my yarn through. Oh, that's a hair. Pull my yarn through. Oh, there's a knot in it for some random reason. And don't have a knot. Okay, so pull it through until there is a tail of about that much, because you will want to weave in that end. Okay, so this is the stitch we would like to duplicate, and we've come in at the bottom of it from behind. Then we are going to skip that V and go in to the V above from right to left behind the two legs of the V. Okay, so this is the one we are trying to duplicate. So we go to the V above from right to left and go behind the two legs of the stitch. Okay, so there we go, and we pull it, and we don't want to pull the tension too tight. We don't want it to pucker. We don't want a tight tension to pucker up our jumper. So we've gone from right to left behind the V legs above, and then we just want to go back through the hole we came up. So at the bottom of the V, the stitch we're duplicating, I'm going to go back through, but this time it's from the front to the back. And we pull it through. And there you see we have duplicated that V. Okay, so if we're doing our next one, so say the next one is here, so we're kind of starting the bottom of the heart. So this is the one we want to duplicate. Again, we go from the bottom of the V, in from the middle of the jumper, through, and again we just want to be really careful how how tight we're tugging there. We don't want it to be baggy or saggy, but we don't want it to tighten or pucker the jumper. So we've come from the back to the front. At the bottom of the V we want to duplicate. So then remember, we go up to the next one, from right to left behind the leggies of our knit stitch, and we pull that through. There we go. And if it twists, it is actually quite good to pull it back through and untwist it so it sits nice and flat there. There we go. And then we're going, again, you don't want to pull too tight. We're going back through the hole we came up. So we go back through. Whoop. I've got myself tied up. Make sure you do not do that. So we're going back through, and we have duplicated our next stitch. I don't have the pattern in my head, so I'm not following it. So it might be that you go one up or so that's maybe something else to chat about. It can be quite hard to see the row of your knit stitches. So if you're following the grid, make sure, so say we might need to skip that next one if that's what it says in the pattern. I would assume it's going to go like that, but make sure you're reading the or finding, I know it can be really tricky, but finding the right row to follow the grid pattern, so that you make sure that you're getting your heart even, or following the pattern so it looks the same. I'm going to do one more of the duplicate stitch just to make sure we've got it, and then I'm going to let you guys add it. Okay, so remember, if this is the one we want to duplicate, we want to come through at the very bottom of the V like this, and then we want to find the V above the one we're duplicating, going in from the right to the left underneath the two little legs there of the, so this is great. So I've caught something behind, so if it gets tangled like that, reverse, pull out. So see, I have caught a bit of the stitch underneath. We definitely do not want to do that, so I'm reversing the best that I can. Okay, so see, it's caught a bit of that stitch. This is what we need to be careful of. So we're literally just as carefully as possible picking up and going behind the two legs of the one above, and hopefully, I've done it again. Okay, not being careful enough. Whoop. I've done the exact same thing. Okay, so I want to get that out of the way so I don't do it again. Get out of the way. Okay, out of the way, mate. And I'm just picking up. There we go. I think I've fixed it. There we are. So if you haven't caught anything, it should go through easily. So that was actually good to show you. If it's kind of struggling to go through, it means that you have caught something. Okay, so we've gone behind those two legs and we're going back through the hole we came up. And we pull, and we don't pull too tight. We pull just nicely. So there we go. We have done the duplicate stitch that will be the pattern for our heart. Happy stitching, and I cannot wait to see your finished creation. See you guys.